Holy smokes. He does have leukemia, and he had it for 11 years. Back then, he beat it, and now it's coming back. Well, I hope you get well soon, Roman Reigns. You beat him once, and I hope you beat it again. Hey guys, it's been a long while since I made any content. I've been busy with a lot of stuff. Now, with that being said, this has got to be the most shocking news that just shook the foundation within the WWE universe. Like, not gonna lie, I thought this was a work at first, but damn, this is really legit stuff. Last Monday on Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns came out in street clothes and addressed that he had leukemia, a blood cancer that he'd been fighting for 11 years, and now that said cancer has returned, and announced that he relinquished the Universal title. When I heard that announcement that he had leukemia, I was in shock. For a second, I thought this was all a work, but again, this is legit stuff, and that he's been fighting for so long. And let me tell you, cancer is no laughing matter, especially leukemia. And I remember seeing that part recently where he hugged both Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, his two Shield brothers. To me, that right there is a heartwarming moment. Standing beside with two of your best friends and Shield brothers, that is a heartwarming moment. And I freaking loved it. Now, I looked up and it says leukemia is a blood cancer, a cancer of blood-forming tissues hindering the body's ability to fight infections. That right there is scary. A type of cancer that you cannot get rid of, unlike a tumor or any form of cancer that you can easily get rid of. Blood it's been a part of you. Because think about it, the human body is filled with liquid, 70% liquid, when you think about that. But that's besides the point. Let's continue. Many patients with slow-growing types of leukemias don't have symptoms. Rapidly growing types of leukemia may cause symptoms that include fatigue, weight loss, frequent infections, and easy bleeding or bruising. People may experience pain areas in the joints and the bones, dizziness, fatigue, fever, loss of appetite, bleeding, easily bruising, frequent infections, mouth ulcer, nosebleed, pallor, etc., etc. Now, that is a very serious matter. Treatment is highly variable. For slow-growing leukemias, treatment may include monitoring. For aggressive leukemias, treatment includes chemotherapy that's sometimes followed by radiation and stem cell transplant. And keep in mind, Roman Reigns had leukemia for 11 years. The second time it comes back, I heard it's going to be becoming more aggressive. But I hope Roman Reigns is going to fight back against leukemia no matter what. Because I've seen so many athletes who had cancer, that had infections, that have dealt with any kind of illness whatsoever, and they came back on top, especially professional wrestlers. Hell, I can give you some very good examples. Take Joe Doering for an example, who's now wrestling in All Japan Pro Wrestling. On February the 25th, 2016, Doering was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he underwent surgery to remove it on March the 4th. And he came back on top, and he is a former two-time Triple Crown champion. All Japan's heavyweight champion. Now, how awesome is that? Hell, why not Kenta Kobashi, the legendary Kenta Kobashi? On 2006, Kenta Kobashi was diagnosed with kidney cancer, and he was on the sidelines for 542 days. He also had torn ligaments, broken tibias, broken eye sockets, and you have pretty much of a gamble what Kobashi put himself throughout the course of 25 years. But that didn't stop him. He came back on top. He was full of energy, and in the following year, he came back in Pro Wrestling Noah at the Nippon Budokan, and with a standing ovation. A standing ovation that was so massive you could hear it right outside the Nippon Budokan. He was loved and respected. It was just beyond words to describe how amazing that ovation was. That huge pop! And it showed that no matter how much hardship that life has put him through on his body, he will always come back on top. That's how awesome he is. Point being, if these two said wrestlers that I just mentioned that can beat any kind of illness, whenever it's a tumor or a cancer, I'm sure Roman Reigns will do the same thing as well. He beat leukemia once. I'm sure that he's going to go out there and he's going to beat leukemia once again. So to the man that admittedly booing him so many times, not as a person but as a character, but all this aside, in a real life situation, I hope and wish you the very best on beating leukemia once again, and hope that you come back to the ring bigger, better, and healthier. Let's see you give that leukemia that Superman punch. Bow!